Hello and welcome. My name's Jessica Rose. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a wire leaf necklace. It's a lovely way to work with wire and experiment with creating shapes. So there's only a few simple things we need for this project. It's suitable for beginners. I've got some 0.8mm silver plated wire, which is 20 gauge. And I also have some 0.4mm silver plated wire. Then I have a few little crystals that I'm going to use to decorate my shape with. These are 4mm bicone beads. A little bit of chain to attach the piece onto, and I also have a Sharpie to hand which I might use just to help shape the curve of the leaf around, but you can use any pen or anything that's going to help you get the shape you're looking for. Then I've got some pliers, so I have my usual jeweler's plier set. I have some flat nose pliers here, I have some chain nose pliers, and I have some side cutters, and finally I have some round nose pliers. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is create my leaf shape, so I'm going for something a little bit like this. So I'm going to start with my 0.8mm silver wire, and I've kind of curved it a little bit. It comes off the reel a little bit curved, and I'm going to start roughly in the middle. Don't need to be precise because I'm not going to use every bit of this wire, and I just want to bend it in half to begin with. I'm going to create the bottom of the leaf shape. I'm bending it in half, then I'm going to use my flat nose pliers to really get that end in. I find the trick to getting these nice leaf shapes is starting this point well. Some of them go to plan, others not so much, so be gentle with yourself and have a go and practice lots of different ones first. So I want to try and get it right in there. Just get a nice pinch at the base. I'm also going for a slight, I want to push one side in slightly more than the other. So just hold it up so you can see. Going for that kind of shape at the end of my leaf. And then I'm just going to pull out the edges to start to create a bit more of a curve. Still a little bit curved. I kind of want to get a real nice angle on that pointed end. That's better. So I've got a nice sort of shape at the bottom there. Then I'm going to use the end of my Sharpie to start shaping the leaf shape around. And I'm kind of just looking at my leaf as I go along, thinking, where do I want to move little sections? I'll do a mixture of using my fingers. And I think that is quite a nice leaf actually. I'm pretty happy with that shape. So when I'm happy with the shape, I'm going to support the piece with one hand, and my wires are crossed over at the top. I'm going to take one wire and wrap it around the other one as neatly as possible to create one loop. And the other wire, I'm just going to bring it into the center so it's coming straight out of the top, because I'm going to use that to create my bail. And I'll do one more wrap with the initial wire. Just double check it's not distorting my shape down here too much. And I'm quite happy with that. Then I'm going to get my side cutters, cut off the piece that we don't need, the one we've been wrapping around, not the one that goes straight up, and use my chain nose pliers to just tuck that end in. And when I rub my finger over it, I want it to be quite smooth. I'm doing this quite gently because I don't want to squidge what I've already done. Great, okay, so I have a nice leaf shape. Now I want to create a loop at the top to attach it to my chain. So I've got a piece of chain here, and I'm going to start off by cutting it down. I only need about 1 centimetre or so to make this loop, so I'm just going to cut my wire right down. Pop the end of the wire into my pliers about 1/2 centimetre away from the edge. Make sure there's nothing sticking out at the top, and that will give us a nice circular loop. And I'm going to twist around as far as I can go comfortably. Then I'm going to release the pliers, twist them back, and keep going all the way until I close that loop. Now I can see this loop's going to be at the back like that. I can leave it like that, or if I want it more centralized, I just put my thumb just on the back of the loop, and using my pliers I'm just going to pull it back towards my thumb so that I've centralized that loop. Then I'm going to twist round to close it. And this is where, if you have chain, you can pop it in. So I'm just going to open it a tiny bit, just enough to thread in that chain. And then use my round nose pliers to just close that loop one more time. And again, if I need to centralize it, I can repeat that process again at the back. Okay, so I'm happy with that section. Now, you can obviously leave it like that. That's quite a cute little necklace, or I can add on my beads. So if I have a look at the sample piece that I made, I put them on one side. And each design is different, so I'm going to have a look at where I might want them on here. Those 3 might sit quite nicely in there. I also have some smaller green beads here because this necklace is actually a little bit smaller, so I might go for those. So these ones are 3mm, the original ones I have are 4mm. And again, I can have a look at what side I might want them on. So I think that looks quite sweet. I think I'm going to go with that for my design this time. So I'm going to take 0.4mm silver plated wire, so my thinner wire, and I'm just going to wrap it at the base here. So I've just got a little tail at the end so I can hold on to it, and I'm going to wrap it around. The first few wraps are a little bit fiddly. I can actually do it further up and then move it down. So I'm just going to wrap it nice and tight and push the wire down through the middle and up, and again down and up. One last time for luck. Wonderful. I'm going to cut that end off, so I don't need that anymore. And I'm going to push this down to the base. And that little sharp end from where I've cut off, I'm just going to tuck that in with my chain nose pliers. Wonderful. Don't worry that it's not going to stay in place just yet. It will do once we've done our magic with the beads. So I'm just pulling this wire through just so that I'm ready now to attach on my first bead. I'm just going to thread it on all the way down. That's where my bead is going to be. Once I'm happy with where it's going to be, I need to hold it in place, otherwise it won't stay there, with my nail, and just go down back to this wire and wrap it. So we're going to push up through and do a couple of wraps there. And once I've done 2 of those, I'm ready to add my next bead on. And I'm just going to do exactly the same, making sure my first bead is going to stay in place. Sometimes you've got to tell them, show them who's boss, where to stay, and pop my next one on, hold it in place and wrap. If it's easier, you could add the chain on after this. You just need to make sure you leave space at the top to do that. So another 2 wraps here, and I will do my final bead. And there's no reason why you couldn't do much larger versions of these with lots more beads on. It's really up to you, the design that you choose. Or these also might make quite cute little earrings too. And my final bead, I'm just going to pop that one on there. Hold it in place and wrap. Wonderful. And once you have them all on there, I'm going to cut off the end, tuck it in, and there we have our lovely leaf necklace. So good luck with making these. I hope you enjoy it. Do feel free to come and share your makes with us. Tag us in social media at Jewelers Academy on Instagram or inside our Facebook group. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them below. And if you would like to learn more about jewelry making, do subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. For lots more courses and information and resources, you can visit our website at jewelersacademy.com. Thanks again for joining me today, and I'll see you on another video soon. Happy making!